Deep in a quiet forest, soft mists rising between the trees, the moon hung like a silver coin in the velvet sky above. Tiny stars twinkled, casting dreamy shadows on the forest floor. It was here in this magical place that the fireflies danced each night, their lights twinkling and shimmering like fallen stars come to rest on the soft grass. Among them was a tiny firefly named Luma. Oh, how he loved to dance with the others, flying up and down, round and round, their laughter echoing through the silent trees. But as the nights went by, Luma began to notice something. His light was faint, almost invisible in comparison to the other fireflies. Some glowed with the warm colors of amber and gold, while others sparkled like emerald and sapphire. And then there was Luma, whose light was a mere flicker of white. Each night before the dance, Luma would hide behind a leaf, watching the others with envy. "Why does my light matter?" he would ask the whispering trees. "I'm just a tiny firefly with a tiny light. I'm nothing special." The trees couldn't answer, but the wind seemed to sigh in agreement. One night, after watching the other fireflies dance and sparkle, Luma flew away from the group. He flew over rivers that shimmered like ribbons of silver, past tall trees that whispered secrets to the clouds, and through fields of mist that made the forest floor feel mysterious and unknown. As he flew, he wondered if there was a place where his light could shine a little brighter, a place where he didn't feel so small and insignificant. But as the night wore on, the forest grew darker and the mist thicker. Suddenly, through the trees, Luma heard soft cries. At first, he thought it was the sound of the wind, but as he flew closer, he realized it was the sound of a little bird trapped in some thorny bush. The bird was trembling in fear, its tiny heart beating fast. When Luma first saw the bird, he wanted to fly away. He was just a tiny firefly after all, and what good could he do? But then he remembered all the times he had wished for something more, all the nights he had wished to be something special. Maybe this was his chance. Maybe this was why he had a light. Taking a deep breath, Luma flew close to the bushes and gathered all his courage. For the first time, he let his light shine as bright as he could. The bird looked up and saw Luma's light dancing in the darkness. Slowly, as if guided by an invisible hand, the bird began to move forward. Step by step, Luma moved closer to the bird, his light cutting through the darkness like a tiny sword. And with each step, the bird came closer to freedom. Finally, with one last push, the bird was free. It spread its wings and soared into the night sky. Then, as if thanking Luma for his help, the bird sang a beautiful song before disappearing into the darkness. As the first rays of sunlight began to touch the forest floor, the other fireflies woke up from their slumber. They watched as Luma flew back to the tree where they had danced the night before. And when they saw the golden sunlight sparkling on his light, they knew he had done something special. From that day on, Luma was no longer the shy, timid firefly. He knew that even a tiny light can make a big difference. He knew that he wasn't just a little firefly with a tiny light. He was Luma, the bravest firefly in the forest. And as the sun rose higher in the sky, painting the forest in warm golden colors, the other fireflies joined him in a joyful dance, celebrating the magic of their lights and the wonder of the forest. And that, my little friends, is the story of Luma, the brave little firefly who showed us that even the smallest light can make a big difference. Now close your eyes and remember, no matter how small or insignificant you may feel sometimes, you have a light inside of you that can guide others through the darkness. Sweet dreams, my little ones.